in 2012, with the museum opening in Istanbul, I also published a modest manifesto for museums. At that time, and it still is, my enemies were large museums, national museums, any and all museums that were funded by government money and suffocated individual creativity. I was especially hopeful that my modest manifesto, the manifesto that I published when I opened Museum of Innocence, make a difference, especially in Asian and non-Western countries, because there were lots of government money were going to making of museums, and these museums crushed individuality of persons and honored the community, the nation, the group. I was especially hopeful that my manifesto would make a difference in Asian and non-Western countries, in those parts of the world that had been gripped by museum fever. I wouldn't say I have failed in this. But I also wanted to put a limit on how inimical I was to my enemies. That is why I made a point of calling my manifesto modest, because in truth, I love every kind of museum. I was in Rex the other day. I have neither the wish nor the strength to fight any of them. When I'm in New York in the autumn months, I have spent every Friday and Saturday at the Metropolitan. It is because I love museums so much and take them so seriously that I sometimes have such angry, forceful thoughts about them, some little bit immodest philosophy. But I do not have in me to speak about museums with anger. In my childhood, there were very few museums in Istanbul. Most of these were historical monuments, or they were places with an air of the government office about them. Most of the Asian museums, they are changing now, in 30 years ago, 20 years ago, had the same air of government office, while humanity had in the last 30 years, I discovered the idea of a museum, or reinvented the museum, not as a place that precious objects were kept, but as a place we are rediscovering museums as places where we discuss our humanity. Later, the small museums in back streets of European cities led me to realize that museums, just like novels, can also speak for individuals. That is, not to understate the importance of the Louvre, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Topkapi Palace, the British Museum, the Prado, the Rex, Vatican Museum, all veritable treasures of humankind. But I am against those precious monumental institutions being used as blueprints for future museums. Museums should explore and uncover the universe and humanity of the new and modern men emerging from increasingly wealthy non-Western nations. The aim of big state-sponsored museums, on the other hand, is to represent the state, not the individuals. This is neither a good nor an innocent objective.